Breaking news for Nebraska. Matt Rhule hires Glenn Thomas to be the team's next quarterback coach. So in this video, I'm going to break down what this means for the Huskers. Is this a good hire? Is this a bad hire? And everything else in between. So real quick, if you like the content, please hit the like button on this video. It really helps me out, along with subscribing to the channel. We have had 28 straight days of 28 Husker videos. And folks, we're only getting started this offseason. So if you don't want to miss out on any breaking news, film reactions, or anything else, please hit that subscribe button. But let's start to talk about Glenn Thomas. So the news officially broke today about noon. And this, it was breaking news, but not really surprising. Something that was leaked 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And it's something I talked about in my Dana Holgorsen video. A lot of people expected him at the time to accept a job as our quarterbacks coach. And I said 2 weeks ago, hey, he will not be our quarterbacks coach. He'll likely be an analyst because we have a guy lined up by the name of Glenn Thomas. And it was officially made public today. So a lot of people on social media have been saying, I don't know how to feel about this, that, and the third. This is how you should feel about it. This is a great, experienced hire. This guy's been all over the NFL, all over college football. He's been with Matt Rhule before. And honestly, I would even say he's overqualified for the quarterback's job. You look at his past stints. He started off coaching with the Atlanta Falcons as an offensive assistant and a quarterback's coach. Then he went over and started to coach with Matt Rhule at Temple, was their offensive coordinator. Then went with Matt Rhule to Baylor with the exact same role. Then when Matt Rhule went over to the NFL to coach with the Panthers, he had a couple short stints with Arizona State and UNLV with the same deal, right? He was the offensive coordinator. And then once Herm Edwards basically got fired from Arizona State, went over with the Steelers for a gap job where he was just going to be an offensive assistant for 1 year, and that's where he was this year. And then right when the Steelers got eliminated from the playoffs, which was yesterday on Monday, he officially accepted the job for Nebraska. So, again, a guy who's been all over college football, all over the NFL. And I remember when Matt Rhule was originally hired by Nebraska, Glenn Thomas was the betting favorite to be our offensive coordinator, right? He was the offensive coordinator with them with Baylor and Temple, had so much experience, and he had a job opening, and he just said, nope. Mark Satterfield will have it for 1 year, and then we'll get Glenn Thomas the year after. So honestly, this guy should probably be our offensive coordinator. A lot of people expected him to be so in 2023. Waits a year, and then will join the staff as only the quarterback's coach. It has not been made official whether or not he's going to have another tag to his name. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like offensive, pass game coordinator or assistant head coach, something like that, where it's just kind of a made-up title to get more money most of the time, right? So would not be surprised if there's something like that attached to his position, but this is a heck of a hire. And if you're not really familiar with who he's developed at that quarterback spot, this is what gets me pumped up, right? PJ Walker, he developed him, guy who's been throughout professionals in the NFL, who's been in the Canadian Football League, the USFL, all that. Developed him at Temple, then developed Charlie Brewer, one of the best quarterbacks in Baylor history. And then if that doesn't excite you, he developed Matt Ryan. When Matt Ryan was first getting into the NFL with Atlanta, Glenn Thomas was the quarterback's coach there, and this is a guy that Matt Ryan contributed, said, hey, Glenn Thomas did a really good job, was a reason why I developed to be the quarterback I am. So this is big, man. This is a guy who's had experience coaching guys in college football and then coaching NFL Hall of Famers. So I'm really, really excited about Glenn Thomas. And again, quick shuffle. So you're probably wondering who's going to be our tight ends coach now because, Marcus Satterfield's being shuffled around. Marcus Satterfield will be our offense coordinator, and because of the fact he's no longer a quarterback's coach, he will go to tight ends. And our past tight ends coach, Josh Martin, who originally replaced Bob Wager at the last second because Bob Wager resigned, will go back to being that analyst that he originally was. So I'm really excited, man. This coaching staff is getting filled out, and we'll see if Holgorsen is going to be hired again. It'll be an analyst position. I don't think it'll have too much of an impact, but just keep adding veteran coaches who have experience, man. This is so big for Nebraska. Add guys who have experience, who can develop this young quarterback room. Matt Rhule did not want to make a hire to coach our quarterbacks who wasn't experienced, right? He wanted a guy who's been through the ringer a couple of times, had so much experience, to basically give that to Dylan Raiola, give that to Danny Kaelin, and give him the best chance to succeed. And honestly, Matt Rhule was criticized when he hired Garrett McGuire to be our wide receiver coach because he had no experience. And we're looking back on it, yeah, that was not a great hire. He did not make the same mistake twice and decided to go with a friendly option. He's been with him before, overqualified for the job, and this quarterback room is looking very good in 2024. So let me know what you think about this hire. I think it was awesome. And as always, folks, go Big Red, go Matt Rhule, and see you in the next one.